Hello, my name is Bill. I'm the pastor at Freedoms Lutheran Church, and it's good to spend a little bit of time with you as we come up upon Advent, the new season in the church year, and think about the text for this coming Sunday. I look forward to spending time with you and sharing in worship, but also, too, it's good to kind of have a bit of a preview, maybe to the sermon, and certainly offer up some thoughts and maybe ask a question for you to reflect throughout the rest of this week in preparation for Sunday. We're moving, like I said, into the season of Advent. It's a time of expectation and surprises. It's a time of hope. And when I think about Advent, I cannot help but think about one of the greatest times of expectation and hope in my life. I was living in Indiana. My grandma and grandpa had moved down to Florida. It had been 2 years since I had seen them. I was with my brothers and sisters, and mom and dad told us grandma and grandpa are coming from Florida to Indiana, where we lived. And it's only 5 or 6 days until they get here. Every day we looked forward with such hope because of the promise that we were given. We knew they were coming, and 5 days became 4 days, and 4 days became 3 days, etc., till finally the day happened. They pulled in to our gravel driveway. We heard the gravel crunch, and immediately we shot out the door, all three of us. We went out the door. No, Indiana in winter. No coats, no galoshes or boots on our feet. We ran out in our pajamas and our stockings to say hi to Grandma and Papa. Oh, they picked us up and we hugged them. It was so great to feel the love, to be in their presence, just to reconnect like that. And that's what the season of Advent is all about. It's building up that expectation, looking forward to Christ coming again, looking forward to that moment where we reconnect with God in that intimate, personal way. And while we're expecting things, we're given promises. Promises like we find in Jeremiah 33, verses 14 through 16. There, God promises to restore Israel, and he promises to do so not through a new law, new set of rules, not through giving the people of Israel the old law and saying, try harder, do better, encouraging them to be more that way. No. God says God is going to raise up a righteous branch of the house of David. And what does that mean? Well, he's talking about renewing the relationship with the people of Israel through a person, through being personal, through a Savior, through a Messiah, through a Christ, through a new king. But certainly this king is not about government. This king is about personal relationship. This king is about connecting the people to God once again in a way that's close, in a way that's passionate and compassionate. God goes on to say not only is he going to raise up this righteous branch, this righteous branch is going to execute justice, execute God's righteousness amongst the people. Now, what does this mean? Well, when we think about God's justice, it can be kind of hard to kind of encapsulate that. But I heard a really great definition. The Reverend Dr. Luke Powery out of Duke Divinity School told us that God's justice is all about practicing God's love in public. Let me give that to you again because I don't want you to miss it. God's justice, God's righteousness, is all about practicing God's love in public ways. And as we look at the life of Jesus, isn't that what Jesus did? He practiced God's love in public ways. So when Zacchaeus, the tax collector whom everybody despised, was up in a tree wanting to catch just a glimpse of Jesus, Jesus walks right up to the tree, looks up and says, Zacchaeus, come down. I'm coming over to your house for dinner. Jesus was exercising God's love in a public way. He was saying, here's this guy who's despised by everybody. No, no, no. He is a son of Abraham. He is accepted. He belongs in my company. He belongs in the company of God, in the company of the holy. What does that incredible love shown to Zacchaeus do to him? He has a change of heart. He goes about and he says, if I've stolen anything from anybody, I'm going to pay him back 4 times as much, and I'm going to give half of all my possessions to the poor. Jesus didn't demand that of him. No, what did Jesus do? Jesus did God's love in public, and Zacchaeus responded. What a beautiful example of God's justice happening in a public and a powerful way to change a person's life. So the question is this: when it comes to God moving in to establish a new personal relationship with you, God coming in to do God's justice like God did with Zacchaeus, in what ways has Jesus' life, in what ways has Jesus' presence renewed your relationship with God? Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I look forward to sharing with you on Sunday. I hope you'll be able to be here in person. If not, that's okay. Check us out online at 8:30 and 11 o'clock on our YouTube channel. You can find us at Freedoms Lutheran Church, ELCA. We are broadcasting live at 8:30 and 11, or you can watch later on simply by clicking and following the video line. Once again, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. And I look forward to sharing with you on Sunday.